What's good with YouTube? You already know Big Flocko with a convict's perspective. I'm gonna smash, dash, slide on through with a little bit of energy. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content.
So, we're doing a reaction to Blue Devil, the Hater Roast video on Goto's Wake Up, and just some of the stuff that he actually came up with, man, during the whole viewing of this video, man. Was kind of like I said, man, he's kind of not up to par as far as the difference between NF, Norteños, Northerners, and who really runs the streets for these groups. Goto's as much as an entrepreneur as he is, a hustler and all that, in the careers that he's helped out, and the people that he has tapped in, he has no influence with the Norte. He has no influence with the NF. And what I mean by influence, he has no power. He has influence by helping people get careers. But he's a businessman first and foremost. He's from the Norte. His representation is not of the Norte, but of himself and the brand that he's trying to push. Any rapper that comes in, that's whatever their agenda is, that's their agenda. Okay, so categorizing him as some guy that's under some conspiracy to try to like infiltrate Southern California and do all this stuff, man, that's ridiculous, man. You know, there's only one person who's in the rap game who it does have power and influence, man, and we already know who that is, eh? Ballin' Blanco out there in Mexico. Northern Organized Records. Now, if you were to say, okay, this dude had influence, okay, I'd be like, yeah, that's on time. They're not going to waste their time doing a video like that, though, anyways, though. That's a whole different agenda, a whole different group of people. Goto's is a business guy, and I don't know why these guys keep on categorizing like, oh, he's the opposition, he's this and that, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, he's a Northerner, but he's no different than a regular Southsider resident. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. Anybody who really has any pull or say-so in regards to Goto's, you're not going to see him on camera. You're not going to know his name. You know, you best believe that he is tapped into somebody. And you best believe he probably is paying something, right? That's the nature of the game, right? But I think part of him moving away to Texas was to change that brand and to change that image. You know, you could grow up being a Norteño, Sureño, right? And at a certain age, you quit kind of gangbanging. I don't know if the South's any different, but if you ain't been to prison and you were a homeboy, they're not expecting you at 28, 30 years old, if you're doing good, just go out there and fucking gangbang. Come on, man. All that shit was played out. Like I said a long time ago, by the time I was like 19, 20 years old, I was already fucking no longer a gang member. I was part of organized crime. Now, he was part of a professional business that opened doors to a lot of homeboys. Because he's from Northern California. He repped Northern California. He was a Northerner on the streets. You can't take that from him. But he's became a fucking his own man, his own image. And just because he's from Northern California, you got dudes from down south that should look at what he's been able to achieve and accomplish and do for so many people. You know, Goto doesn't see no red or blue. You know, he sees fucking green. And that's just the truth of it, man. I mean, it's business, right? If people want to hold on to this and make it something that it isn't, that's on them. Just the whole review, man, was pretty much you're reading too much into things, right, that aren't really there. You know? And there seems to be like this new little mission of Southern podcasters, right, who are trying to paint the image of the North a certain way, like basically like they're trying to attack the South and do all this stuff. The only time I see anybody attacking anybody is these Southern podcasters when they take fucking shots at people from up north that are doing their thing. You don't see Goto's taking shots at anybody in Southern California. He does his thing. Besides Rico Too Smooth, a few years ago, you don't see no Northern Cali rappers taking any shots at these Southern rappers or these Southern podcasts. It's not affecting them, you know. They're stepping up with higher standards, right? And no one's really tripping like that, but it seems like it's become a new thing that people are trying to push. You know what I'm saying? And the truth be told, how many Northerners is someone like Blue Devil going to actually interact with out there in the streets or run into? Or even Bozo? You know, it's kind of like you're fighting a fucking fake war that's not even out there in the streets of Southern California. There ain't no Northerners out there banging or doing anything. But it seems like that's the new line that's being pushed, is an anti-Northerner agenda. As for exposing Jenny 69, she's not even a fucking resident. She doesn't play none of that stuff, man. She's a fucking artist. You know? And she's a sexy artist. That's her sexual appeal. Right? He ain't exploiting her. She's been doing that on her own beforehand. Right? That's how she dressed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women can't dress like that and rock it. She can. So if she can, why not rock it? Doesn't mean... Now, the part about her wearing blue and having Southside brothers that were upset, that's just petty, man. You know, for whatever reasons they were doing the shootout that way, he probably asked some artists from Southern California to be involved. They chose to be involved. The red car, blue car, and black car, saying that meant who he looked at first, the North, South, and then blacks. That was comical, man. I mean, I don't know how you come up with this shit and you really put it out there like this, man. Besides Rico Too Smooth, who was on a podcast talking shit with another Southsider, right? Show me where any Northerners have really took any shots at the South. Even fucking bands didn't take no shots at the South. He said, fuck a piece. That's how he feels. Hey, that's where he stands. Okay? But the funny thing is people are trying to paint the North like they're the bullies on YouTube or on social media when they don't even say shit. It's been the Southside channels, right? Or the Southside rappers who've always made remarks. You know, the number one offender is fucking Bozo. He's talked on shit he has no business talking about. You know, saying that there's no representative for the North, they're lost and all this shit, right? They don't have nobody. It's not that they don't have nobody. They don't put their business out there. To do so would be fucking considered dry snitching. Some of the shit that's being said by some of these podcasters down south is basically fucking dry snitching. Let's just keep it 100. That's why you won't see a northern channel out there doing this same kind of stuff. They'll talk about their business and about homies and all this shit, but they're not going to put no business out there. That's a big no-no. And who's ever representing for the people, you're not going to see them. They're not supposed to be out there. You know, it's supposed to be clandestine type of operations. Not let's put myself on Front Street. No, it doesn't work that way. There has only been one Southsider who has got on YouTube or any social media platform and talked about the North and had an understanding of the North, based his opinion on certain things appropriately and respectfully. No one, you can't say that about too many other people on there, you know? Now, when Hater World first came on, right, I kind of used to respect his opinion and views on a lot of different things because I felt he was unbiased. I felt like he didn't like the North, but he didn't understand the North as well. But I thought that he would never take sides. He wouldn't be social media politicking. And even though he felt his way about dropouts and whatnot, which is his personal opinion, which, hey, you can feel that way, no problem. He still never went too far as disrespecting anybody. But now he started to pick sides. You know, take shots, involve himself for whatever reason. I don't know if he's just basically campaigning with certain individuals clicked up and this is the narrative that they're all pushing, or if someone powers that be are influencing it, because he wasn't like this at first. He wouldn't just pick a side. He wouldn't be kind of, like I said, spinning narratives. He has spun more narratives lately than ever before. That doesn't mean he's been wrong on a lot of shit, but lately he's spun more narratives. And this one right here is a spun narrative he's pushing. There's nothing, he's saying wake up. There ain't nothing to fucking wake up about it. That's the name of the song. Ain't nobody trying to fucking pull a fast one on anybody. You know, the things that were brought up though, like petty though. And I'm really believing, man, that there's basically an anti-Goto's fucking campaign, because everybody in that whole collective circle right there is against Goto's. They don't support him. They don't like what he's doing, and they find anything to try to attack. And now it's these little petty things in a video. I swear to God, it seems like these southern podcasts and rappers are like, they're jealous of fucking Goto's. Like it's like they fear him. Like, you know, they have to look for everything to compete with him, man. You know, it's ridiculous. And he's just one man that's achieved so much success that is willing to open the doors with other people and not trip off any type of geographical location or beliefs and do business. He's a businessman, and he holds no biased feelings towards any individuals unless they have biased feelings towards him. I'm pretty sure these dudes that be talking smack and talking shit, he feels probably a certain way. Man, fuck them fools in. I mean, if I was in his shoes, that's how I'd feel. Because never has he gone out of his way to try to attack any of these individuals. You know, you can't help where you're from, okay? But you eventually grow, and you do as you do as a man once you establish yourself. You know, some of these guys are still holding on to fucking values that they had when they were fucking 14 years old, game banging. I'm starting to wonder, right? How long has Jenny 6ix9ine been signed with Gotos? For about a couple months, right? You know the incident that happened, right? With Lady Pink. I'm wondering if there's more behind that than we know. I'm wondering if it was her association with Gotos, which was what the problem was. You gotta look at it from that standpoint, because a lot of people who are all involved in that circle, they all have issues towards Gotos. They're all hating on him. That could be a possibility. Yeah, because about a month before this incident, or a couple weeks before this, is when they were actually meeting up to do business, and I think he signed her at that time. Anyways, those are just a couple things to think about, man. In any event, man, like I said, man, that's you're reaching for it. The haters world is reaching for it because he's biased towards fucking Gotos and he's biased towards the North. There's nothing more, nothing less. That's it. It's boy Flacco. I'm gone.